Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Kate.
And I'm Bradley.
Ow.
And you just had
I just overextended my elbow for no reason.
on the History Buffoons podcast.
Yes, we are the History Buffoons.
Sorry about your elbow.
You know, I hit 40.
And everything's downhill from
Oh
there.
my God.
You've been 40 for a month.
Today.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah.
So my shoulder has been out of alignment.
Yeah.
So I work for a chiropractor now.
And they've been working on it,
And they've
right?
been working on me. So
Yeah.
they've been working on my pelvis like every other day. I'm seeing them 3 times a week.
Yeah.
They've been working on my pelvis because it's tilted anteriorly and rotated to the left.
Jesus Christ.
Which makes one of my legs a little bit shorter than the other.
Oh, is that why you have a limp? I'm just kidding.
My neck doesn't have like the traditional C curve. It's straight.
Which is weird.
So I was like, well, that's where all my tension's coming from.
That's why you get the headaches and whatever once in a while.
Yeah.
Right.
And then my shoulder has been acting funny. So I've actually started like cupping.
Yeah.
My shoulder, I kept it here. I kept it one here, and then I kept it like back here.
Yep, you sure did. I can see the marks.
Yeah. So I got adjusted yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was right there. She's like, "Oh, we got to put this back." I was like, "That's exactly where I cut."
Well, I mean,
it was just a little validation.
Well,
I was like, "Yeah, it comes right there."
Look at me go.
I was like, it wasn't muscular, but
no. Did I ever tell you that one time I donated plasma and I lifted up my arm for? Did I tell you this?
Yeah. The story is funny.
Yeah. So like, when you donate plasma, you have to get your blood pressure taken and your pulse rate and whatever. So you lift up your arm to put what's the cuff thing called? Is that got a specific name or
high blood pressure cuff?
Is that what it is?
I don't fucking know.
I think it's just I don't think it's a high blood
pressure cuff. I don't know.
Anyways, I had to put that on, so you have to pull up your sleeve, and you had cupped my arm like a few days or whatever before, like 4 or 5 days before, and I still had some really good marks on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl's just like, can I ask you where those bruises are from? I'm like, sure. It's called cupping. It's a massage technique. Oh, I've heard of that.
Uh-huh.
Does it help? I'm like, yes, it helps a lot, especially because it was on my right arm, which is where I fell with Xavier all those years ago.
Yeah.
So it does give it some relief when you do that for me. So again, thank you. But it was just funny because she's like looking at me like, do I need to call the police?
And just for the record, they're not bruises. They just look like bruises.
No, they're not bruises at all. Yeah.
Just for people who are like, oh my God, I don't want a bruise from cupping.
No,
it just looks like one.
Yeah. It has
it's
an
like
appearance
a Hedy mark.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, it's suctioned on just like you would for a hickey, basically. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's not really
or an octopus.
Or an octopus.
Yeah.
Why did it puss?
Because I wanted to. What kind of beer are you drinking today?
So I have.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, I know. We are in the pod loft, so I'd like to say you might hear. I'll do the best I can to edit it out in the background, but you might hear some buzzing. It's the air conditioner. We cannot turn it off. There's just no way, because we would die. So I apologize if the audio quality is maybe lacking here, but it's for our own comfort.
Yes, because holy shit, it's hot outside.
I'm sure all 4 people that listen to this won't mind. Hey, we're trying to grow it. I'm hoping to get 5 next year.
Shut up.
All right.
It's not like that.
No, I'm joking. You know that. I joke a lot, actually. I still remember when Xavier's like, stop joking. You joke too much. I'm like, but that's what I do. That's how I cope, bro.
Okay, so real quick, because I don't have a story, but you have a story about your beer. I just have my classic Modelo, because it's like it's a comfort thing.
It is a comfort thing, and so what I have today, and I've had all week, and actually since last weekend, I believe, I have a Coors Banquet, which is their first beer, I do believe, that they ever made. And it's still the only Coors that's only made in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Because they actually use Rocky Mountain water.
Yeah,
brewed with 100% Rocky Mountain water since 1873. So I always like this beer. It's
kind of around the timeline that I'm going to talk about today.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
But so I decided, as much as I like my shandy, I was able to get a case of this for the price of a 12-pack of Shandy. So I'm like, yeah, sign me up.
Oh.
So I did that. But the funny thing is, the story I want to tell you, and I might have told you this before, so sorry if I did, but no one else knows this. Well, Al does if he listens to this because he was there. So Sarah and I got married out at Rocky Mountain National Park. And after our wedding and everything that day, we were headed to Breckenridge to stay the rest of the week there. And Al and Jillian came out to our wedding. And so I'm like, hey, if we see a bar on the way to where we're going, let's stop and have a beer, a post-wedding beer and all that. And so we're driving along. They're following us because they've never been out there before. And so we find this, it looks like basically a hole in the mountain, not a hole in the wall, because it was in the side of the mountain kind of thing. So we quickly pull over and stop and go in. It's a cool looking old bar. It looks like it's been there for a long time, whatever. Neat inside and so on. There was, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 patrons plus the bartender.
Do you remember what it's called?
I really don't, unfortunately. I wish I knew the name. But so we go in there, and like I said, this is the only Coors that's only brewed specifically in Colorado. If you get a Coors Light, it could have been made at one of their other satellite breweries or whatever. So we go in there and we're like, let's get a beer. Sarah doesn't really drink, so she wasn't going to have one. But Jillian and Al and I do, of course. And so we go into the bartender, a little bit older lady, not like too old, but older. And we go, she goes, what would you like? I'm like, well, what do you got? You name it, I'll tell you. I'm like, all right. Do you have any IPAs? We don't have any of those. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I said something else, and I remember it's like, no, we don't have that. I'm like, what do you have?
Yeah, like I feel like the first question should have been enough.
Yeah, like how about we switch this role and you tell me what I can order?
Yeah.
And they had so you've seen tap lines, you usually have all handles. They had on the wall, like the side wall, because the cooler must have been behind it. They had probably 8 to 10 tap handles, and only 3 actually had handles on it. So I don't think they were using them all, kind of thing.
Wow.
And then she goes into her cooler, and I've had Banquet before, and they come in the little stubby bottles when you get the bottle version. And she goes, well, I got Coors Banquet. I'll take that. And then Al's like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll take that too. And Jillian's like, I'll have one. She's like, I only have 2. Jesus. So I had a Banquet. I want to say Jillian had a Banquet too. And then Al had a Pabst. I don't think Jillian and Al had a Pabst. I guess I don't recall. So I might be mixing it up a little bit. But.
I mean, you grew up in Wisconsin where there's craft beers everywhere, and Colorado probably doesn't have that type of environment as heavily.
You are highly mistaken.
So what is the case with this beer or this bar?
It's in a really out of the way fucking place.
Okay. So where the patrons are
more,
they're all neighborhood. It's a neighborhood bar kind of a thing.
There's no neighborhoods around it. It's in the fucking mountains off the side of a road. Yes, there's going to be houses and stuff, but not like a traditional neighborhood kind of thing. So
it's like the bare minimum is what they have.
It seems so. Or the
ones that everybody knows, like Bud Light and Coors.
I would assume they had, well, I mean, Coors Banquet, but either way, I just thought it was really funny because we're in Colorado where this beer is made at a bar not terribly far from even the brewery, which I know they don't get it directly from that, but that's not the point. And they had 2 of them.
Yeah.
So we drank them out of their Coors Banquet that day. And then we went to Idaho Springs and went to this restaurant and had some more beers and did some flights. That was great.
That was good.
And then we discovered, what was it? Broken Compass in Breckenridge, which is delicious.
A bar?
Brewery. But they have, since the first time, that was 8 years ago, almost 8 years ago. Since then, they've added a bar downtown Breckenridge, but they also have their one that's a little on the outside of town, which is their brewery. So I like going to that place.
I'm going to open my beer now.
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry.
Okay.
You could have been drinking this whole time.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt with our tandem openings. Ruh-roh. Can't see on the screen, but.
Sorry about that.
It's like he got a little animated while he was talking with his beer.
I did. I was moving my beer. And now I have beer everywhere. On my beard. Beer on my beard. That sounds like a country song.
Let's do it. Let's make a country song.
I got
beer on my beard.
Anyways.
Sounds like it could be a Brad Paisley song.
Or any country artist song.
Pretty much. Okay. We are going to talk about the Walker sisters.
Walker sisters.
Yes, and this was suggested by Samantha.
Oh, thank you, Samantha.
Yeah. So, the Walker sisters, we're going to talk about the whole Walker family briefly.
Okay.
So their father was born in 1841, grew up in the Smoky Mountains area.
Oh, there you go. Mountains.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So during the Civil War, John was a Unionist, and he enlisted and at one point endured like 100 days in a Confederate prison. Didn't research into what prison because that's not the point of the story.
Sure.
And then Margaret King Walker, the wife, she was raised to be fairly self-sufficient, and she passed that along to her kids.
Okay.
They did end up marrying in 1866.
All right.
And Margaret Jane was the daughter of Wiley King.
Who?
Wiley King.
Wiley King. Okay.
That was quick.
Wow.
He was an early settler of Little Greenbrier, which is in the mountains.
The Smoky Mountains.
It is south of Knoxville.
Okay.
And west of Gatlinburg.
Okay.
It's also right on the border of North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So like the east side of Tennessee?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So Wiley had built a sturdy log cabin in the cove. So the cove is kind of like this particular cove was like where two streams kind of intersected. So they were kind of like right in the corner there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he built the log cabin around 1840, and he used tulip poplar logs.
Tulip poplar logs.
And some like red clay to help
seal it up.
Exactly. Yeah. And this cabin is what the entire Walker family would live in.
Okay? And how big did the Walker family get?
They had 11 children.
Holy balls.
And they all were raised through adulthood, which was fairly rare at the time.
Especially for 11, because usually you had 11 because you know you're going to lose a few.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Exactly.
Sad to
Morbid,
think it that
yeah.
way, but it's just, that was a product of the times.
It is, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Wow. 11 kids and they all made it to adulthood?
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
For 1840s or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whenever, 60s.
So John and Margaret Jane moved into that cabin in the early 1870s.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And expanded it a little bit with like an additional like kitchen wing, and they added a front porch.
Mm-hmm.
John was a pretty skilled craftsman, and he was kind of a jack of all trades kind of a guy.
Okay.
They named him, his nickname was Harry John because of his beard.
Harry John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm glad my nickname's not Harry Bradley.
Doesn't quite flow off the tongue.
No.
But he could practically make anything from wood, from leather, from metal. Like he literally could do it all. He made his barn, his corn crib, his smokehouse, his pig pen, an apple storage barn, and he even had a blacksmith shop.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He was a devout Baptist,
okay.
And he also helped build their church.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's nice of him. House of God.
Pardon?
House of God.
House of God, exactly. Yeah. And I think it was a kind of a schoolhouse as well.
I would
think
imagine
kind of a 2-in-1.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, it can only make sense.
Well, especially for that time.
5 days a week, it's a school, and 1 or 2 days a week, it's a church.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, multifunctional, and especially for that time, a lot of, they didn't have traditional schools like we have. There was a one-room schoolhouse, typically. I always joke that my mom went to one because she's really old.
So he also had an orchard with like 20 different varieties of apples.
That's impressive. Do you have all 20?
Hell no. I'm thinking
Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp was probably one of them. He had peach orchards and cherry orchards and plum orchards.
So how much land did he have?
Approximately 122 acres.
Holy shit.
It could have been more, but by the time we actually get to the story that I want to talk about, which is the siblings, it was about 122.
Wow. That's still pretty impressive, though.
Yeah. The farm had chickens, sheep, goats, cows, hogs, basically anything that they could like eat or like
produce stuff.
Produce, exactly.
Yeah,
so
right.
they had meat, they had milk, they had wool, they had leather.
Eggs, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that works.
They also had a spring-fed spring house. Have you ever heard of a spring house before?
I don't think so.
I hadn't either. So it's actually a small building that's constructed over a spring. And the natural cold temperature of the spring is what would be the refrigerator part for their food.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that, but that.
Yeah, me either. But
totally
they kept their like milk and butter and some and some vegetables and stuff in there.
Right.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of like a natural refrigerator.
Sure.
Yeah. So, as I said, they had 11 Walker children.
Jesus Christ.
7 girls and 4 boys.
7 girls. Mm-hmm. Oh my word. I have 1 and that's enough. She is a beast. 1 girl and 1 boy. Yeah. No, that's what I meant. I have 1 girl.
Yeah.
That's 7 girls.
And she just turned 3.
She did. I can't believe she's 3.
I know.
And then Xavier turns less than a month, turns 7.
7, yeah.
So I don't remember what I said yesterday, but we said something and it's like, it's another. Oh, Sarah said something and he goes, what's that? It's like, it's another way to say blah, blah, blah. And he just turns to me and he's like, another way to say poop is taking a dump. I'm like, what the hell? I just could not stop laughing. I'm like, you are 100% correct, buddy.
At least they didn't say take a shit.
No.
Taking a dump. That's hilarious.
Oh, it was so funny and then Sarah didn't hear it. She's like, what did you say? And he doesn't like you to repeat stuff because he like thinks he'll get in trouble or something. It's like, no, dude, you're totally fine. I don't mind that you just said take a dump. Honestly, I've said way worse things in your presence. And
so by accident.
Yeah, by accident. But so then I told her because I'm like, I'm going to tell Mom it's fucking funny. Mm-hmm. I didn't say fucking at the time, but it was hilarious. Take a dump.
Go on, poop is the same thing as taking a dump. Another way. Okay, that's awesome.
Anyways.
Okay, so Margaret Jane, the mother, she was kind of known as like an herbal healer or herbal doctor of the time.
So they didn't go, witch.
Yeah, exactly. Her mother was very similar, so her mother kind of passed it down, that knowledge to her.
Nice. Mm-hmm. It's really sad that like stuff like that isn't passed on. Like, I don't really know what I'm going to pass on to my kids, but I hope it's something.
Probably humor, sarcasm.
Oh, in spades there. But
like
if I ever need something sewn up, I have to bring it to my mom. You know, it's like, because I don't think Sarah even really knows how to do it.
I don't.
Sarah got a sewing machine for like Christmas like 4 or 5 years ago. It's still in the box. I'm like, oh, that's cool. We should probably sell that.
I think I have one of my mom's really old ones, but I haven't opened it yet.
It's just sad because like, you know, I learned stuff from my dad and I've learned stuff from my mom too, but you know, it's not like things like that where you can, I don't know, common skills you could put to use.
Okay, I know what it is.
What?
Drumming.
And it's funny. So like when I had Xavier, I had high aspirations of making him not making him, but teaching him the drums, see if he would be involved or whatever. I really think it's going to be Vesper.
Yeah.
Because she always wants, can I play the drums? And she'll sit down and like that, even that first time where she counted out 4, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do you even know to do that?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling like he might give it a go, but he's going to get too frustrated and just give up on it.
You need to foster that relationship, I think.
I do. Mm-hmm. But I really think Vesper is going to want to try and play the drums. So I'm hoping one of 2, if not both, will take on the legacy of drumming. Yeah. Which is fun.
Okay.
Anyways.
So Margaret Jane, the mother, she would kind of treat illnesses with mountain remedies.
Yeah.
Okay. With what she had available. Yeah, exactly. Right. And she liked to boast a lot that the family hardly ever needed to go out to see an actual doctor because of this.
Sure.
So there is a kind of a funny story about Margaret. Pardon me, Margaret Jane.
Fucking tastic.
She once caught a weasel in the act of killing one of her chickens.
Oh.
Yeah. So she grabbed the weasel. And the weasel like clamped down on her hand and she was like unable to pry the weasel off. So she plunged her hand
in the water
into a tub of water until he drowned, commenting, sooner or later it would have gotten loose.
Wow.
Okay.
It's pretty badass, actually.
I know. Oh. I've never seen a weasel in person. Have you?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't believe so.
Maybe they don't exist.
Maybe it's a Mandela effect.
Okay.
Anyways.
So they had 4 sons, James Thomas, William Wiley, John Henry, and Giles.
Giles? Like Giles?
Yeah.
That's a unique name. Why didn't he get a second name?
Or Giles. Giles or Giles?
I mean,
Giles.
Tomato at this point. Why didn't he get a second name like all the rest?
I don't know.
I find that weird.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. It just seems strange to me that... Because what were the other ones?
James Thomas, William Wiley, John Henry, and Giles.
Giles. Do you think Giles likes jazz? No, I don't know. Anyways.
Okay, and then they had 7 daughters. Margaret, named after her mother.
Yeah.
Mary Polly, which I think they pretty much just called her Polly.
Okay.
Martha, Nancy, Louisa.
Louisa?
So it's spelled Louisa, but I think I've seen it pronounced Louisa. Or I'm getting another story confused with this because I've been reading a lot recently.
No, that's understandable. I get it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Louisa.
Maybe it's Louisa. We'll say Louisa. We're American.
By golly.
Okay, so Louisa, and then Sarah, Caroline, and Hedy.
Hey, another Hedy.
Another Hedy, not Hedy Green.
Obviously,
okay.
But is it spelled the same way? H-E-T-T-Y?
I-E.
Oh, H-E-T-T-I-E.
I-E, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So the children all attended school in the winter when the farm chores were fairly light, and they learned the basic reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, the kids' education was more in like the self-sufficiency of being on the farm.
Gotcha.
So all 4 Walker sons and one of their daughters, Sarah Caroline, all went off to wed.
Oh.
Sarah Caroline was the only daughter to have married.
The other 6 did not?
The other 6 never did. Never.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. So the other 6 daughters remained single, and they stayed on the family farm through adulthood.
That's wild.
Yes.
Okay.
So mom and dad basically raised them with the mantra of, if God gave you 2 hands and a good spring house, you don't need anything else, and you don't need anybody else.
So they're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
We're staying here because we got what we
we're
need.
self-sufficient.
Yeah, we don't need no man.
Independent women.
Okay, stop that shit.
All the women who were independent. What's that from? Is that Destiny's Child?
Yeah.
Okay, go me. Go for you for knowing.
I hate that I know that.
Okay, so they were taught to like trust in their hard work and their faith and just rely on themselves, essentially.
Right.
So in 1909, the mother, Margaret Jane, passed away. And then in 1921, John, the father, he passed away at age 80.
Wow.
But in John's final years, he took steps to make sure that the homestead would go into the hands of the rest of his family.
Sure.
So in 1909, he deeded the farm to his unmarried daughters and his youngest son, Giles. I don't know why, just Giles, but that's what happened.
I kind of like that name now.
Yeah.
I might have to get a cat named Giles.
So if I recall, Nathan says it that way.
Rare.
Giles.
Yeah.
I think it's from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the librarian. His name is Giles.
I would not know that.
It's a great show.
Sarah recently rewatched. I don't know if it's a rewatch or a first watch, I guess. I don't know that for sure. She recently viewed that entire program, and every time I walk in, I'm like, fucking A. So no, it's for other people.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe a great show. For me, not so much.
I watched it through the entirety, and I watched all of the offspin of Angel in its entirety, but haven't gone back another time to watch it.
Because some of those Angel and that show overlapped for a while, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever actually see the original movie that the show was based on?
No.
That's too bad.
Okay. So their father, once their father died,
Yeah, I put the deed and all that.
Brother Giles signed over his share to the remaining sisters, and that was approximately 102 acres.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so he got his share, and then he's like, go ahead and have it.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't look it up. So, highly unusual arrangement for 6 unmarried women at the time to own such a substantial amount of land and etc. But, of course, they learned every possible resource from their parents.
So was it 102 or 122?
22, sorry, 122. Okay. So once their parents were gone, the Walker sisters basically said that it was the hardest but kind of the sweetest years of their lives. It was 4 decades worth of complete self-sufficiency.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the sisters fed and clothed themselves almost entirely off of their land.
That's wild.
They plowed their own fields, raised livestock, grew all these vegetables and fruits, preserved a ton for winter.
Sure.
One of them said, our land produces everything we need except for sugar, soda, coffee, and salt. Soda? And by soda, they meant baking soda.
Right. I figured it wasn't traditional like a Coca-Cola.
No, I totally thought Coca-Cola at first.
Yeah, you would have.
I know.
Yeah. Anyways.
So every other necessity they supplied themselves.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was set up prior to them, so it's not like it was some revolutionary thing, but nothing to take away from them. It's pretty impressive that they were able to keep it going and
exactly.
be self-sufficient off of their land. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
So
they also spun wool.
Wow.
They wove cloth. So they made their own clothes. They foraged all their herbs and roots and used all of that for like medicine.
Wow. And
they tried to sell some of this a little bit eventually.
Did any of them kind of take on mom's medicine woman traits, or they just kind of learned the basics and kept going
I think with that? No, I think one of them might have. I don't remember if I wrote that down or not.
They all go, which? No.
So with their parents gone, I already said all that, you dumb shit. Scroll down.
Jesus Christ.
They built and maintained their own fences.
Yeah.
They cooked on wood stoves, hauled water from springs. They had over 100 apple trees. They would make apple butter and jellies and brandy and pies. And they basically had apples at every fucking meal. We're talking fried apples. We're talking apple pie. We're talking apple cider. We're talking applesauce.
Apples.
I love apples in the Appalachians.
I like apples a lot. I just don't like cooked apples, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like apple pie, really.
Yeah, I tend to not go for apple pie.
My mom used to make apple crisp when we were younger, and you have it with ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It was delicious, don't get me wrong, but I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
But I like a good cold apple. But again, I do eat hot food, obviously, but I don't like a lot of hot shit. And I don't know. I just like a cold apple slice is delicious, whereas like if it was cooked on something like, meh. So anyways.
So they would shear wool from their sheep, and then they also grew cotton and flax.
Like flaxseed oil?
So flax is more like linen.
Right.
So it's made from like flax fibers, and that is linen.
Right.
So
I get that.
Inside the cabin, they could have up to 5 spinning wheels.
Wow.
Yes.
That's wild.
Martha was skilled at carding wool. Carding,
like she had to like check its ID, or I mean, what is that?
It's a process of like detangling and aligning the wool fibers.
That sounds fucking tedious and annoying.
So I'm imagining these 2 brushes, and she like kind of like brushes them to kind of align them and make sure
straighten them out.
I think that's what that is.
I believe you. I don't know if it's right, but I believe
same. But Martha was she was the one that kind of made a lot of the clothing.
Okay.
And she sewed their wool from the stock.
So did the 6 of them each kind of have their own like role?
Yeah, kind of, but they all knew like pretty much everything.
Well, sure, but like, I'm sure you take your best talent in this field and make them do that, and then take this one's better at this kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Obviously, they all knew a lot of the processes and whatever, so on. But I don't know if Martha was better at making clothes.
Yeah.
You're in charge of making us. Hey, I need a new shirt, Martha.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a hot date tonight because I got everything I need right here. But I need a new shirt. Get on it.
Margaret, the oldest. So while she would be running the spinning wheel, she would also twist wool yarn that would become woolen socks for the family.
Right.
And then. Margaret, she's the oldest one, right? She's kind of like the CEO of the cabin, so to speak.
CEO of the cabin.
She was calm, she was devout, and she kind of ran the homestead, so to speak.
She kind of took over where Pop left off.
Yeah,
in a way.
She ran the spinning wheels. She tended to the cows in the garden.
Right.
At one point, they get a little famous, which I'll tell you about. Okay. And there was a photographer around.
What?
And he wanted a picture of the sisters with their sheep.
Okay.
And their sheep kept running away from them. And so at one time, Margaret says, as long as someone's around with pants on, they're not going to come around.
So they had to take their pants off?
AKA the sheep aren't familiar with men.
I got that. I mean, I just thought it'd be funny to say, take your pants off. But no, I mean, I would imagine they wore traditional dresses at the time. Yeah. More or less.
Yeah.
Because since they hadn't, I mean, Pop's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
And the brothers. So did the brothers move away then that got married? Even Jazz?
I think so. I didn't look into them because that wasn't my story's about the remaining six
sisters.
The remaining six.
And which sister got married and went off?
Sarah Caroline.
That's right.
Or Sarah Caroline.
Sarah.
So then we've got Martha. She was kind of like the crafty one.
She's crafty and she's just my type. She's crafty. That's a Beastie Boys song.
Oh, she weaved. She was a seamstress and she was kind of built for the kitchen.
Okay.
So
built for the kitchen. Was she an oven? I mean, what the fuck? What does that mean?
She liked being in the kitchen.
Well, I do too, because that's where the food is at.
Fair.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
No. So during World War II, she actually knitted socks for her nephews overseas and joked, quote, "Ain't every soldier in Germany can say this old maid's ants raised the socks off of a rocky mountainside."
I feel like you just had a stroke.
I think I did.
I might have, if you kept that up. So how many nieces and nephews did these six sisters have from their other siblings? Did you find anything like that
No,
out?
I didn't go into that.
All right. I like the wording you used. It makes you sound better, but that wasn't a part of your research.
That wasn't a part of my research.
Just wanted to be straight and narrow on that. I didn't go into that.
Martha was warm and she was chatty and she was dependable.
I'm fucking warm all the time.
I'm fucking hot.
Especially up here.
Mm-hmm. Then we have Nancy.
Nancy?
She actually died somewhat early. She died in 1931.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, she passed away in her early 50s.
Oh, wow.
And that was... I didn't read into that. Fuck.
I will not accept your new term for that wasn't a part of my research. I did not read into that.
But her grave is on the mountainside.
Oh, that makes up for what you didn't research. Thank God. I'm gonna go visit it now. Which one was that again?
Nancy.
Nancy.
We also had Mary Polly, who kind of went by Polly.
Yeah.
She died in 1945. Okay.
End of the war.
Yeah. And also she kind of passed away just before they started becoming having a name for themselves, which I'll tell.
I mean, I feel like they had a name for themselves the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Louisa.
Yeah.
Was kind of the poet. She wrote a lot.
But she didn't know it?
She wrote a lot about mountain life and faith, and she had a lot of poems that she really liked.
I am unfamiliar with a lot of religious denominations, I guess we'll call them. I don't know if that's the right word. What is like Baptist to a Catholic? Or,
I think they're Catholic light.
No, it's less Catholic.
Wow.
Is that what it is? Because like I was raised, my parents weren't very religious, but they were light religious as well. So like we went to a Presbyterian church, and I was, confirmed and all that, whatever. I didn't care. And obviously you have like Roman Catholic, which is like super Catholic and all that stuff now and whatever. And you have Lutheran, and you got all these other ones. I don't know like where it falls all together, because, obviously a lot of faiths, especially in the Christianity, obviously there's, other faiths as well. They all like overlap. It's like a Venn diagram thing or whatever the fuck they call those. And they have some similarities. I just didn't know where Baptist falls compared to like Catholicism. Normal.
I think it's now with less Catholic. So
Catholic light. No, with less Catholic.
So Louisa was petite and she was wiry, but she was gentle, and she played like peacekeeper a lot when things were going wrong, kind of a thing.
Did things go wrong a lot?
No, I don't think so.
Did you not look into that?
No.
Okay.
Hedy,
with an IE,
the baby of the family, was also the sassiest.
Well, of course. Usually they are. Look at my daughter. She's the youngest, and holy fuck.
Sass.
That's why she has a shirt that says Little Miss Sassy Pants.
Sass out of her ass.
Sassafras?
Yes.
Why'd you have to say out of her ass? That seems inappropriate. She's 3, for fuck's sake.
Hedy was sharp-witted. She was strong, and she had zero fear of like doing the big quote unquote manly type jobs.
Okay.
She cracked jokes a lot, stuff like that. She was the humorous one.
Humorous.
So those are the sisters.
Right.
By the late 1920s.
It's going back in time now.
Well, fast forward. Well, whatever.
You mentioned deaths in 45, so
that's fair. That's fair. Momentum was kind of building in the area.
More people moving to the...
Well, they wanted to create a new national park.
Oh.
Yeah. That hasn't happened yet. The Great Smoky National Park. It's not a thing yet.
No, but Devil's Tower would have been a national park already.
Devil's Tower? That's Wyoming.
Yeah. I know where it is.
Yeah.
I've been there.
So why is that pertinent to what we're talking about?
Because national parks were already a thing.
Yeah, they wanted to build a new one. They wanted to create a new one.
Right. That's all I'm saying, is they were a thing already, is all.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Oh, my word. We're fucking getting derailed right now.
So where the sisters were, Little Greenbrier kind of lay in the boundary that the government was looking at. So in 1926, Congress authorized the desire for a new park, the Great Smoky National Mountains, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
I like how you said it condescendingly and you fucked it up.
And so Tennessee and North Carolina was going to be a part of that.
Sure.
So they began purchasing about 500,000 acres of land for the park.
Right.
Thousands of local families had to leave their homestead. Some of them went willingly. Others were forced out by eminent domain.
Which is bullshit. I think, I'm so glad they have the parks that they have today.
Yeah.
Because I like going to national parks. I think they're fucking great. Like, there's a boatload I still need to get to. But it's kind of shitty how they kind of did that to some people, because this was their land. They, and like generations, like the Walkers, right?
Yeah.
Lived on this since the 1870s, and all of a sudden you got to go.
Yeah.
Because we're making this, sacred land.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Do you remember the last time we talked about eminent domain?
Oh, dear, no.
It was Centralia, Pennsylvania.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. I was going to say it wasn't a part of my research, but yeah, that's right. Yeah. I understand it, and I get it. but at the same time, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
So the Walker sisters, they're like, "Now we ain't leaving."
No, they're like, fuck that noise.
And they held out while over 1,200 other families sold and moved.
Sure.
So by 1933, almost all the surrounding properties had been bought, and the Park Commission again turned to the Walkers and appraised their homestead at about $5,000.
Oh, God.
Okay.
What's that today?
$123,000.
That's fucking bullshit. That is terrible. What?
That's a lot of land.
For that little amount?
Mhm.
That's fucking insane.
So agents try to trade with the sisters, kind of hoping to persuade them to relocate.
But they liked their location.
Yeah,
they had everything
resisted.
they needed.
They're like, "Thanks for the offer, but no thanks."
Yeah.
They've been sustaining on this land for decades.
For generations, really.
Yeah.
So,
So
wow.
with enough land acquired, but not all,
Mm-hmm.
the park was officially established as a unit of the National Park Service in 1934.
Okay.
Okay. And at this point, it was added to the list of actual U.S. national parks.
Nice.
So as the sister story spread locally,
Sure.
they garnered some sympathy for standing their ground.
Mm-hmm.
Authorities were kind of wary of the bad publicity for like this brand new national park, and you guys suck because you're like booting out people,
yeah, it's
whatever.
kind of tainted. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be this good thing, but they tainted it with like, hey, get the fuck out of our new park.
Right, exactly.
You know?
So
Yeah.
the Park Commission decided not to file a condemnation lawsuit against the Walkers, even though they had the power to do so.
It was just they had the power to force them out. Is all that's saying.
Yes, it is an eminent domain lawsuit.
Yeah, which is again kind of shitty.
Yeah. So, but they didn't do it. So
Surprisingly.
yeah. So it would have like painted the park in like bad light, obviously.
Yeah, and they were trying to sell this as a new. Look at this new shiny, newfangled thing.
Yeah.
You want to come here and spend some money? Whatever.
So for several years, the Walker sisters stayed. There was no bargain or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The national park couldn't be fully consolidated without the Walker farm, but the sisters wouldn't budge. And it wasn't until 1939 that negotiations started again.
Okay.
And by this time, the sisters had an attorney. It was probably a friend, that lives down the street. But
here's some butter.
So in 1939, their land was appraised at $5,466, which is about $135,000.
Went up 12 grand in this day and age.
But the sisters countered by demanding $7,000, $173,000 in today.
Not a lot of fucking money.
Park officials were like, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Back then, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the other locals had accepted much less price per acre.
That's their fault.
Yeah. So, but the Walkers were like,
so
this,
what?
This land
is our land.
This land is our land. This land is your land.
Wait, that's not a good thing. If this land is your land, fuck.
From California to the New York, islands. I don't know.
I have not heard that or sung that song in decades. So
same.
Well done on that. But let's move on, shall we?
So finally, in late 1940, a compromise was reached.
Yeah.
President Franklin D. Roosevelt officially dedicated Great Smoky Mountains National Park in September 1940, and soon after, the Walker sisters agreed to sell 122 acres of their property for $4,750. So not even the original appraised price of $5,000.
Why did it go down $250?
I don't know. But in today's money, it's about $117,000.
That's still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I live on just over 2 acres, and we paid on a house, obviously, on the property. A lot more than that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So the deal came with a condition.
Okay.
The sisters received a lifetime lease to continue living in their cabin and using a small surrounding parcel of land for the rest of their lives. So in other words, the U.S. government owned the land.
But they got to live there.
They got to live there until every last one of them passed, and then it would officially go to the government.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little different.
Which is also what a lot of people did in Centralia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had these lifetime leases.
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, I get that. So they were able to still live off the land. They had smaller use of the land, but they still were able to, instead of having 100 apple trees, they had 2, whatever it might have been.
Yeah.
But, okay, gotcha.
So the official transfer of the land took place on January 22nd, 1941. Okay.
Right.
As tenants on national park land, the Walker sisters now had some regulations.
Right.
So they couldn't hunt, they couldn't fish, they were restricted to like certain parts to cut wood, but not other parts.
Which I get, but man, that sucks. They've been hunting and fishing on this property for decades.
But now it's all protected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked up.
They could keep gardening and raise a limited number of livestock, a few cows and chickens, but they had to adapt without the hog hunting or letting their cattle roam freely, which they used to do.
Sure.
But as a pretty large adjustment, the Walker sisters still thrived, right?
Right.
And they didn't want to like push anything.
No, because they just wanted to honestly live on their land.
Yeah.
Is what it really ultimately was, right?
So the first few years after the 1940 exchange, they lived quietly in their little cove. They kept a low profile, but in April 1946, so one of the sisters had passed by now.
The year before, yeah.
The Saturday Evening Post, one of a popular magazine of the time, featured a story on the Walker sisters. Okay. The article was titled "Time Stood Still in the Smokies," and it was written by journalist John Maloney, who had visited the sisters earlier.
Okay.
So Maloney portrayed the Walkers as like living relics from another century.
Well, I mean, the way they lived, honestly, because I'm sure they didn't have a car, right?
No.
I would assume.
No.
Because where they lived, they didn't need one.
Nope.
They just walked around their property, whatever.
Where we're going,
we don't
need roads.
Okay, Back to the Future it is. Jesus. Why? I was going to say something and now I have nothing.
Okay. So Maloney says he opens the article with, quote, "Deep in the mountains of East Tennessee, the Walker sisters are still living in the early 19th century and finding it not so bad either," end quote.
Well, that's all they knew.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't find it bad at all. They didn't need nothing else.
They didn't need nothing.
I mean, shit, we got everything we need right here.
Right here.
I don't need no man.
I got 2 hands.
And a cool box house thing. What the fuck was the name? Spring house?
A cabin? Oh, the spring house.
Yeah.
So Maloney treated the sisters in his article out of respect. He described spending a leisurely afternoon with Margaret, who was 75 at the time.
Did they have tea and crumpets? No?
That wasn't part of my research. Martha, who was 68, Louisa, who's 62, and Hedy, who was 56.
Yeah.
And he watched them perform like their daily tasks as their pioneer ancestors basically would have.
Right.
The article painted a picture of the sisters kind of grinding meal in a hand crank corn mill, cutting wood for the fire, shearing sheep, drying sheepskins.
It sounded like you said sharing sheep.
Shearing sheep.
Like, why are they sharing them? That's weird.
Spinning thread, etc.
Right.
So the readers of this magazine were fascinated.
Like, I want to go see this.
Yes.
So did it become an attraction?
They kind of did.
That's wild.
Yeah. They were living in a log cabin with no electricity, no indoor plumbing. And people are like, how?
I want to see this.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Well, I mean, you think about it.
We had supermarkets and department stores and radios and cars. And
so this article came out in 46.
46.
So, I mean, you think about it. By that time, a lot of people had not lived that way in a very long time. They might have had their father and or even grandfather that did, but a lot of them did not live that way. So to this is like this newfangled old thing, basically, because they're like, wait, what? This still exists?
Yeah.
I only read about this shit. So yeah, that's wild that, people would be like, I need to fucking find out.
Exactly.
What's going on with these walk assistants?
So what millions of readers really liked were the personal anecdotes and quotes from the sisters that were included in this.
Do you have some examples?
Probably.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Some of them were about like their stubborn mule.
Like, are they talking about the sisters or an actual mule?
An actual mule.
Okay. Did it have a name?
I don't think so.
Oh, dear. Okay.
You ask such weird questions. How many nephews did they have? I don't fucking know.
I said nieces and nephews, to be fair.
Hedy, the youngest,
with an IE,
joked about her nephews in the army and having wool socks sent to them and being old maid aunts and everything. And they're like, oh my God, we love that so much. Margaret commented that the sheep wouldn't come, if there was a man nearby.
Around pants.
Yeah. So anecdotes.
Anecdotes abound.
Margaret also described their mule's obstinance, his stubbornness. And she said none of us can cuss at it, which is the only thing that's going to get this mule to do anything. None of them cussed.
None of them at all?
No. But that means the mule just doesn't do anything. They
didn't let a shit slip?
No, nothing.
Wow.
They were devout Baptists.
Catholic light.
So, the Saturday Evening Post. It was a sensational article.
Sold so many copies.
It gave this Walker sisters national publicity overnight.
Exposure, yep.
Letters began pouring in from people who had read about them.
What? Letters?
Tourists who visited the new Smoky Mountains Park suddenly had like a human attraction. So by the late 1940s, thousands of visitors started coming around to their little homestead.
It's kind of like a human zoo.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, attention was everywhere. The sisters valued their privacy.
Right.
We are not a museum. We're not a zoo.
We're not an attraction.
And streams of like these uninvited guests kept showing up. And the Walker sisters reportedly put out a keep out or a no trespassing sign at the end of their lane.
Sure.
And of course, that didn't stop the admiration.
No, of course not.
People came with gifts.
Aw.
They called out greetings. They were eager for a glimpse of the sisters. And realizing that turning everyone away was probably a little bit futile. And they noticed, I wonder if we could make some money. I mean, not exorbitant, just like a little side gig.
To help pay for some...
baking soda.
What the kids would call it, a side hustle?
Side hustle, exactly.
Yeah.
They took down the sign and replaced it with one that said visitors welcome.
Of course they did.
So for roughly the next decade, 1946 through the mid-1950s, the Walker sisters became park ambassadors and entrepreneurs.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
At that point.
So they began selling their homemade items and treats to the tourists. They had their apple pies and crocheted doilies. They had some handmade like children's toys made of like corn husk dolls kind of a thing.
I want a doily.
Do you?
Can I get a Walker sister doily?
Sure.
Do you think they're still around?
There's probably there is a museum. So you might see a doily there.
Spoiler alert. Fuck.
Louisa's handwritten poems were also available to buy.
One of a kind.
So the National Park Service initially erected an informal sign on the main highway, which was Route 73, posting the way to the sisters' homes, so it made it easier for the tourists to find.
Yep.
And on peak summer days, the sisters might have received like dozens of drop-ins, curious families. And a visitor in 1948 might find all 5 sisters on the porch, sewing, shelling beans, ready to chat about the olden days that are still in.
How do you shell a bean? Is that just like taking the seeds out, or? What's shelling a bean?
Yes. That's exactly what shelling a bean is.
Wasn't a part of my research.
So as the years wore on,
yes, we're in the 50s. Yes.
Yeah, the hospitality kind of was starting to become a burden.
Well,
they were getting old.
Well, you said the youngest one was in the
56.
late 50s. So I mean, yeah, another decade. She's in her late 60s now, mid to late 60s, and the other one, the oldest one, would have been in her 80s or close to, right?
Let's see here. She was what did I say?
68 or no? 72. I don't.
She was 75. The oldest was 75.
Yeah. So a decade later, she'd be 85. I mean,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So the Walker sisters were aging, and by 1950s, the number kind of had dwindled a little bit.
Sure.
Hedy died. The youngest died in 1947.
Oh, wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Martha died in 1951.
Okay.
And that left Margaret, the oldest,
yeah.
and Louisa, kind of the middle child, to perform all the farm work and the constant interruptions with tourism. And,
yeah.
So by 1953, Margaret was 82 and Louisa was 70.
Damn.
And they finally decided, I think it's time we rest.
Yeah, I think we're done.
So in January 1953, the two surviving sisters talked to the park superintendent, and they took down the visitors' welcome sign at the end of or on the highway.
Yeah.
Okay. So in their letter, they explained that they were kind of no longer physically able to entertain crowds as much and keep up with all the chores and
right. They're old. I mean,
so they said, quote, "There's just two of the sisters' lives at the old home place. One is 70, the other 82, and we can't receive so many visitors. We can't make souvenirs to sell like we once did. Last year we had so many people, it kept us busy from sun up till sundown besides our own work."
Right.
And they also added, "We may want to receive them again, but we want to rest a while."
I don't blame them.
I know.
That's nice that they recognize that and said, we're too old.
Yeah.
Let's kind of we need a break.
We're tired.
Yeah.
So the road sign was removed and the visitors started to trickle off,
Right.
And it became quiet again. Neighbors still came by to check in on them, and family members would visit from time to time.
Sure.
The younger brother, Giles, who had given up his share earlier, he would occasionally stay with them. And eventually he did end up staying with them for a while, and then his health failed and he died as well.
Oh, Jesus.
So in December 1962,
wow,
Margaret passed away in the log house.
That's the oldest one.
At 92 years old.
Wow, Jesus.
And Louisa lived alone in the cabin for a while, tending to the fireplace and etc.
Yeah.
She died in July 1964 at the age of 81.
Jesus.
Yes.
Okay.
According to the agreement, the property fully reverted to the National Park Service upon Louisa's death.
Yep, which is what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. So their cabin still exists.
I figured as much.
Yes.
I would imagine it's an attraction.
Yes.
At the park.
So if anybody knows of this area, it is located in the park near Metcalf Bottoms, which is around a little stream. Visitors can hike to it, which is a moderate trail about a mile long.
Okay.
The original log cabin, the spring house, and the corn crib still stand.
Oh, wow.
They are maintained as historic sites.
Sure.
And the place was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1976.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, Margaret, the oldest.
Yeah.
She was born in 1870, died in 1962.
Crazy.
She was 92.
Yeah.
Mary Polly, she was born 1875, died 1945. She was 70.
Wow.
Martha was born 1877, died in 1951. She was 73.
Okay.
Nancy, she was born in 1880 and died in 1931. She was 51. Louise was the last to pass. She was born in 1882 and died in 1964. She was 81.
Yeah.
And Hedy, the youngest, she was born in 1889 and died in 1947, and she was 58. And that is the story of the Walker sisters.
That's crazy. I mean, it's kind of cool that I'm glad they held out and were able to eventually work out a deal where they still got to live there, even though it wasn't their land kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, their family lived there from the 70s, and it's nice that they were able to live their lives out on this property. So,
and there's like, I don't know if it's like HGTV or A&E or something like that, but there's a couple like shows that feature the sister story, and then they like go through tours of the cabin, and there's like family friends that are still alive that will say, oh yeah, I grew up, over here, and we would come over and help them with their chores and da-da-da-da.
I would assume they still have some family alive today then, if they had nieces and nephews and all that stuff. So that's good to hear as well. But have you ever been to the Smoky Mountains? I
think I've driven nearish because I've been to North Carolina.
Well, I mean, I've been to North Carolina too, but I flew there. So
that's fair. I did fly.
Yeah. But I wonder if Sarah, I'm pretty sure, because Sarah used to live in Tennessee for a bit.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask her if she's ever been to that park or anything. Because she and I like to go to national parks. I love going to national parks.
Yeah.
I typically tend to visit the same ones because I like going to the same, like Colorado or whatever. But I really want to go to Yosemite. I'd like to go that. And what's the, is it Glacier National Park? Is that what it's called, I think?
Up in...
Is that Montana?
Alaska?
No.
Oh, that's Denali. Denali National Park?
That sounds right. I'm getting them all confused.
Yeah.
No, I definitely want to go to Yosemite, though. I've never been there. What's the other one?
There's Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Duh. I'd like to go there. I've never been there either. So those are two on my radar for the hopefully not too distant future. But I'll probably go to Colorado next.
How was your Coors banquet?
It reminded me of the mountains.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Now I want to go to the mountains.
I know you do.
How was your Modelo?
It's delicious. I have a little bit left.
You do.
Yeah.
You're about to finish it.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got.
Well,
I suppose.
All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.